New Delhi. For thousands of years, effigies like these have been the center of the biggest national festival held in India. They represent evil, and for 7 days look down from their towering height on some of the most colorful processions ever staged in the capital city. But this is a festival of good triumphing over bad, eventually. Before the final victory, everyone has a great time dressing up and reenacting the age-old legend of Dussehra. They come in their millions, old and young, for the super-free show, which tells how an ancient king was tricked by one of his wives into passing on his crown not to the rightful heir, Rama, but to the son of the ambitious lady. Rama was sent into exile. It's a very involved story with villains galore. But the three chief offenders are represented by the effigies, which are highly inflammable and packed full of fireworks. Before the fiery showdown, everyone makes the most of the mock battle. A few well-placed arrows by the righteous, and the scene is set for the spectacular downfall of the terrible trio. And here's the highlight of the whole festival. The baddies meet their flaming end. Just to think that it all started when a woman got a bit too ambitious, driving her husband to do something they both later regretted. Well, there's one place where wives can start to make up for some of their driving ambitions.
More than 500,000 Indians made pilgrimage to Puri, south of Calcutta, for the Jagannath car festival, one of the holiest observances of the Hindu religion. The worshippers believe that a visit to Puri at this time will ensure an eternity of bliss in the hereafter. 3 huge carts, 45 feet high, are dragged to the temple on the chief day of the festival to the chanting of the holy mendicants, the sadhus. All who can afford it buy rosaries before the ritual moves towards its climax. More than 800 years ago, there was built to the memory of the Hindu Lord Jagannath, the temple renowned throughout India. The Lion Gate is opened each year, on the appointed day, for priests to bring out the Sudarshan Chakra, the wooden log with which the Hindu god Krishna used to destroy his enemies. And after that, to be placed on the great carts, they carry the 3 idols of the Jagannath temple. First, the representation of Jagannath's sister, Subhadra. Hindus hold that to see the idols ensures admission to heavenly existence in the life beyond, and spares them the ordeal of another spell on earth. Next is born the image of Balarama, the Lord Jagannath's brother. Only the priests are allowed to hoist the idols onto the carts. Priests try to obtain one of the flowers which have decorated the idols. To possess one is an aid to salvation. Finally, the representation of the Lord Jagannath himself appears from the temple. The first part of the ritual is now accomplished. The great carts with the 3 idols are to be hauled 1.5 miles to the Garden of Pleasure. During the next 8 days, they will remain there so that hundreds of thousands may pay homage. all who can press forward try for the privilege of pulling on the ropes. For the time being, the world, with its joys and sorrows, is forgotten in the religious ecstasy of the festival. And the cars slowly advance along the highway, said to be the widest street in India. Western peoples can only marvel at the profound faith which moves devout millions in the timeless East.
The Himalayas, roof of the world and dwelling place of the Hindu god Shiva. In this land of eternal snows, thousands of the faith make an annual pilgrimage to Shiva's ice cave, where they will wash away their sickness and sins. It is a journey of hardship for many. Most of the pilgrims come from the hot plains of India, and for them, the 14,000-foot climb takes them to a bitter cold such as they have never known. Their faith, however, is a spur. They believe that by undertaking such strenuous journeys, they can purge themselves of their mortal sins. The old and the young take the well-trodden path to Shiva's mountain home. Still a long climb ahead, and with the rarefied air, every step more difficult than the last. Stops for rest and prayer become more frequent as the pilgrims near the shrine. A chance also to cleanse themselves in the icy, holy water which Shiva has sent them from above. Shiva's cave, the sight which fills the hearts of the pilgrims with joy. At last, for the sick and weary, the reward for their journey of faith. The Hindus believe in the spiritual and physical cleansing powers of their holy rivers. From this place, they say, the god Shiva sends the sacred waters as the snow and ice melt. By shedding their clothing at the source, they shed their sickness of body and mind. The god Shiva. The Hindu has something in common with many religions when he feels that here, on a mountaintop, he can cast off his faults and begin life anew. In the lower ranges of the central Himalayas, no work was done during the week of the Kulu Dussehra. All the people of this valley of the gods devoted themselves to the annual observance required by their religion at this time of the year, the parading of the 300 gods, one from every village of the Kulu. The figures of the gods are brought out from the village treasure houses to be shown to the people and besought with music and prayer to protect the Kulu from war and famine and all other evil in the coming year. Each god is as richly attired as the villagers can afford. Otherwise, they believe he will become jealous of the others and cause evil to fall upon them. Their faith is not easy for the Western world to understand, but the people are deeply attached to it, and in good fortune and bad, it has sustained them for many centuries. To the Lord Jagannath, the chief god of the valley, all others in the festival pay homage. He was the personal god of the Raja of Kulu long ago, and is still regarded as such by the Raja's descendants. Throughout the Dussehra, solemnity is expressed joyously. Essentially, it is a festival in which spiritual devotion takes the form of rejoicing. The rains have come, and in India that's something worth celebrating. The monsoon, the rainy season, is the lifeline of Indian agriculture, and this year's good monsoon brought out the crowds in Jaipur for the festival of Teej. This is the day when the Indian farmer celebrates an ample crop and pays homage to Teej, the goddess of rain. The monsoon can bring prosperity or disaster. Too much rain brings floods, too little, drought. A good rainy season ensures a bumper crop, and for one day the farmers celebrate their good fortune. The animals used in agriculture, including elephants and camels, play their part in the pageantry. This is a day of joy and merrymaking, a day to savor. For tomorrow, the task of tending the harvest continues, and everyone knows that next year the monsoon may not be so kind.